Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Wow, here we are. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it feels like time is just gaining momentum. Like I just can't believe how fast time seems to be going. And one thing when I sat with Spirit this morning, I actually felt that I felt a little bit rushed, rushing around, hurrying up to get to things done so that I can get to my meditation. And one thing that came up to me is Spirit actually shouted it at me: "Is what's the hurry?" And I sat there and I don't know. I don't know what the hurry is, but I'm feeling it collectively. I'm feeling it energetically. I'm feeling that, that movement of let's hurry up, let's hurry up, let's hurry up, let's hurry up. Um, and I get it that, I get it that it's, the Christmas season and there's a lot to do and we're wrapping things up. But at an energetic level, is where spirit pushed me into this space of tell everybody to slow it down. We don't have to be constantly working on stuff energetically. We can pause a little bit and enjoy a little bit more. And that's what spirit said is tell them that they need to enjoy and pull in more joy and open up that heart space into more joy. When we rush and rush and rush and rush and rush, we're missing the energy tune-ups, being able to tap in there at that frequency and just say, you know what, here's the frequency I want to stay at energetically. Physical world stuff, we always have something to do, right? There's always something to do, and no matter how hard we work on getting those lists done, or getting chores done or chipping away at what needs to be done, we're not pausing long enough energetically and just listening to the universe with that whole surrender piece. And surrender is hard. Surrender is very hard to just say, okay, okay, spirit, I'm just going to allow wherever I'm meant to go. We struggle with allowing that. And December is a month. Um that I feel we push against that even more, because there is so much going on. The energy is chaotic to begin with, and this December feels a little bit more chaotic. There's for many different reasons. People are all at different levels with where they are. Um, and people have different feelings about the holidays. People are sifting and sorting through a lot of stuff. And the other thing, excuse me, the other thing that came up was how many of you, I'm curious, how many of you have been thinking about the past? Um, Whether it be old versions of yourself or walking down memory lane, how many of you have been kind of thinking about that or have been in that space? I'll give you all a minute to kind of answer that. Anybody sitting in memory lane lately? Whether it be old pictures, whether it be just sitting and reflecting. Yep, every day now, flashbacks. Yep, and yep to the question. Yeah, there we go. Um, I think about the past. Yes, there we go. Sometimes, yes, thinking about Christmas as a kid. Yeah, there we go. I'm feeling stuck, guilty of my past behaviors. There we go. That's where I was going with that. Um, Pure frog, purple roses. That's where I was going with that. That's exactly what Spirit was talking about. There are parts of our past that are glorious, and there are parts of our past that we struggle, and there are parts of our past we don't understand. Um, and I feel like we're some of us, not all of us, but some of us collectively are feeling that guilt, and it's affecting our solar plexus, because our plexus is very much me, identity, who we are, what we've done, and we hold a lot of that energy in that solar plexus space. And one thing that Spirit said is, no matter the journey, for the most part, 99.9% of the time, with what you knew then, you were doing the best that you could. Right there, I mean, there are times that people could have done a lot better and knew better, but most of us in our past were doing the best that we could from where we were standing. And one thing that when we often get thoughts of the past, or we often will sit and kind of look back at all versions of ourselves, we lean into um we lean into that guilt space, but we also lean into being really hard on ourselves. Whether it be as simple as, "Oh my gosh, look how chubby I was in that picture. What was I thinking? What would look? Why was I wearing that? We or why was I with that person?" And with a lot of that, spirit is saying, when it comes into your awareness, just kind of reflect on the lesson and move forward from that. We don't have to carry every learning experience, every situation with us. It's the whole put down and surrender. There seems to be a lot of that pickiness this midweek with that. And it may not be all of you here, but there's a little bit of that flowing through. Just kind of remember that I said it, with acknowledging and feeling the complete of that version of you. You were learning, you were growing, you were sifting, you were sorting, and it's time to kind of be a little bit gentle about what I've learned from there. Spring Hall, exes, I'm not going there. And we don't have to go there. But if you find yourself floating there, or it comes into your mind, or something comes to you, be soft on who you were then, and be soft on the lessons that you were learning, and the best that you were doing was the best that you had at that time. And then I think that's one thing that we tend to really forget is we're always growing and changing, especially those of you who are working on the spiritual side of you, that spiritual piece of you, that energetic version of you. We are always growing and changing, and we're always hard on ourselves for the stuff that we didn't do, and we didn't acknowledge the stuff that we did do and the learning that we did go through. Surrender that and just kind of allow that power within you to put it down. And if it's coming up in my channeling, it's coming up for a very big reason. For even if it's just one person, it's coming up here for a reason. I do have a little bit of a cough and cold this morning. I'm sure you've all picked up on that. I feel fine. I'm just a little bit stuffy. Um, the other Oh, I just lost you guys. Hold on a second. There we go. I lost you guys for a second. The other thing that came up with spirit was hmm, the magic that's around us, the sense of wonder, the experiences that we're having. We're rushing through them. We're not taking that time to really kind of tap into that at a deeper level. We're rushing through the energy of magic. We're rushing through the energy of miracles. We're rushing through with chaos and expectations and spirits. Literally, I felt the reins coming back. I felt the reins like literally just pulling me back with, whoa, there's energy here that you don't want to rush through. With that, and it's almost like, we need that right now more than ever to fill our spiritual gas tank up so that we can have a different point of view of whatever it is that we're going through. It doesn't necessarily always tap into Christmas, it can be what you're going through. There are miracles and opportunities and energy that we need to absorb a little bit more. I hope that that makes a lot of sense to you guys. The journey itself has its moments where it struggles, and we're very quick to point that out. We're very quick to say, this is wrong, I'm not doing that right. But we're not quick enough to really absorb the magic and what is right and what is, and that when we tap into that, especially collectively, it shifts worlds. It shifts us deeper. It grows us deeper. It kind of clears into that space of that grounding space of, yeah, there's a lot good here. And spirit shouted that out to me today with, we've got to take a few more steps into that, especially this week. I'm not quite sure what a lot of you are going through this week, but there is so much that we need to stop and appreciate. And there's so much that we need to tap into just a little bit deeper. Just remember that I said it. I'm not quite sure how long I'll be able to stay on here, you guys. I'm quite stuffy. Um, I've been feeling very rushed too, says Dee Dee. Oh my God, yes, I have no time for anything. So when it comes to those feelings, we've got to be able to pause it. Things that don't get done don't get done. Like, I've learned to put that down a long time ago. It'll either be there tomorrow, or it'll be there when I can get to it. But there's got to be a bit more of a pause. Diane Quinn, I'm home with two sick boys with the flu. Oh. Sending some healing light, love and light there to you. Today I've been making a charging station for my crystals at the window next to my bed. I love that so much. Spring Hall. Good morning, Lana and the rest of the Hawk family. How's everyone doing? Oh, isn't that lovely? Aaron, thinking of that song again. I'm in a hurry to get things done. Oh, rush, rush, rush until life's no fun. There it is. There it is. And you know what? You're so right. When we're always in a rush and we're not seeking the joy, life becomes less fun. And we have that responsibility to ourselves and to those around us, those in our household, those that we connect with, to be able to say, I'm not having this much fun doing it this way. There's got to be another way of doing things without that rush and panic feeling. And one thing that I'm hearing Annie to talk about is, what are your own expectations of yourself? What are you expecting? Perfection? Are you expecting that it has to be a certain way? Can you work a little bit more on the allowing piece of you? Are you allowing things to be what they need to be? And that's a big one, because it's that sense of control. And us humans love control. We love control. We love to be able to control the outcomes. We love to be able to control how things are going. We love to be able to control our reactions. We love to control. And the more that you allow, the not only the greater that you feel, the better that you feel, but the more that spirit is available and able to help you when you surrender that piece of needing to control. Every day now, yeah. Okay. Look at all you guys with the validation here. Wow, a lot of validation here. Diane Quinn, yes, thinking about Christmas as a kid. Yeah, look, here we go. Um, a lot of a lot of the past does have a lot of the feel good feelings too. There's a lot of nostalgia there, but remembering that magic. Um, and that's the energy that you want to kind of sit in. Yes, a lot. Yes, more than usual. There it is. So funny. I just reread the poem I wrote last week about a horse, and I had a moment with earlier this week. And the poem literally is talking about a break and standing still and doing nothing for a bit. There it is. There's nothing wrong with that energy. There's nothing wrong with just slowing it down. There's nothing wrong with shifting gears a little bit. And for many of us, it's the expectations, you know, and most expectations, most, we're putting on ourselves. We're putting on ourselves this whole perfection, this whole need to have it a certain way, and that causes this stressful vibration. Take a look at where you can remove some of the stress in your life. Where can you remove some of it? Because some of it we can't, some of it we need to go through. It's part of our learning, it's part of our experience, but a lot of it we can remove. We can say, nope, not doing it that way anymore. The expectation of things having to be the same way. Traditions come up this time of year that many people can't keep up with anymore. And it pulls us out of what really matters. When you think about what really matters, and that's something that I ask myself whenever I have that moment of things aren't going right, or that feeling of rush, I'll ask myself, does this really matter? If the decorations are not perfect, if there's not, 400 gifts under the tree, what really matters here? And when I pull myself into that, a lot of feelings come up, and a lot of feelings come up with, I'm so grateful for who's in my life. I'm so grateful for what I have, and it's truly doesn't matter. I don't know about you guys, but when I reflect back on times past, it's the people that were with me. It's the energy that I remember. It's not I can't remember what I had under the Christmas tree when I was 5, right? But I do remember going as a family tobogganing, or as a family doing certain things. I remember the energy, right? So that will apply to the people in your life right now. They're truly not going to remember what name brand hoodie you bought them. They're going to remember the energy of everybody being together. They're going to remember the energy that went into the food, whether it be cheese and crackers or a big meal. It's the energy that people remember. And it's that piece that we need to kind of slow down and tap into a little bit more. It's just so, and think about it this way. If you head down to the beach and you head out to the forest or you head out to the mountains and you're off for a little hike, right? What's the energy that you're tapping into? You're tapping into the peace, the simplicity, being able to breathe. There, you're not sitting there thinking about the stress that a seed went through to grow into a tree, right? We tap into the feel good, and that's where our memories float off to the most. So whatever's happening in your world, um, one thing that you can tap into when it comes to releasing a lot of the stress is what really matters here. What's the vibration that I want to lead with, that I want to remember, or that I want kids to remember, or my family to remember, or my friends to remember? What's the vibration? All right, let's go down to some questions here, a little bit more questions. Um, my cousin is selling my grandmother's house. Feels like the end of a chapter. It is an end of a chapter, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Um, One thing with spirit, when you look at it from spirit's point of view, they don't worry about selling a house. Memories live in the heart, memories live in the soul, and that's what they take to the spirit dimensions with them. Um, we in the physical world might, struggle a little bit more with that, but when you go through the whole closure process, the memories go with you. They don't stay in the house. Right. Diana, as you kind of navigate through the ending piece, you also need to kind of look at the beginning piece too. And that's one thing that is so important to acknowledge is the beginning, the new beginning now, the new space that everybody is in. Phoenix, Rise in Phoenix. Monday, I was out getting ready to go on an errand, and I felt a male presence behind me, and turned around. So by chance, you know who it was. I've been reflecting a lot on the past too lately. I do feel it's ancestor, and I feel like it's like that father figure. I do feel like it's someone that you didn't connect with in the physical world, though, like you didn't know them. And I also feel that there's been a lot of healing. I feel like I need to acknowledge it, and I'll use the word ancestral healing, but change, but it's more of a change in how you're doing things. And it's permission to go that route. So I don't know if there's been something you've been pushing against a little bit or healing a little bit from past. It's a push into march to the beat of your own drum. And it's I don't know if you need a lot of permission, Arise in Phoenix, but the word permission keeps coming to me when I channel from that sentence. You have permission, and you don't necessarily always need it. We do like it, but what your ancestors are saying is you have permission to do things a new way now. So I don't know if there's a lot of custom or a lot of tradition, or you've been pushing against doing things or patterns that were family or ancestry connected, but it's a big push with permission. I hope that resonates there with you. Cheyenne, I'm still grieving some of the years I've lost in my past due to my healing process. Cheyenne, I understand that statement. I truly do. There was a time fairly recently, like in the last couple of years, where I thought to myself, I sat in meditation and I was very distracted. And I kept picking at myself, why did you wait so long, Lana, to come forward with what you do? Why did you stay so quiet about it? Why? And I sat there and I sat there and I picked at it and I picked at it. And spirit literally laughed at me. I'll never forget the laughter that was coming from the spirit dimensions. Um, it's okay not to be ready, and it's okay to take your time, and it's okay that you were learning, and everything was running on time anyway. So when we look at the years that we've lost in our past, they're not necessarily lost. We were learning how to become who we are now, and all of those experiences, Cheyenne, made you who you are. And that's wh and I know we know that, but we can beat ourselves up with, "I should have, I could have, why didn't I? What took me so long?" The fear of it all, and we can scold ourselves, "Well, you should have done that 20 years ago." Well, 20 years ago, you weren't ready, and it's all part of the journey anyway. Or 5 years ago, you weren't ready, and it's all part of the journey anyway. And when you think about who you are, Cheyenne, if things would have been very different for you, you wouldn't be this version that you are right now in this red hot moment. So that's one thing that's one, and that's kind of what I meant when I was channeling about the past and the past versions of ourselves. It's just soften. I was learning that. I was learning how to be okay with myself. I was learning how to not be fearful. I was learning not to really care what people think. I was learning what I wanted and what I didn't want in my life. And those, you see how different that feels? I was learning that. I was learning what I didn't want in my life. And when you think about who you are today, Cheyenne, energetically for when I tap into you, I have this energy about you that I know where I'm going now. I know what I want. I know what I don't want, and I smile and I chuckle and I feel that because you have such a brilliant love about you, and that part of you might not be here if that piece of you might not be a dominant part of who you are. You also wouldn't have the ability that you do to help other people because you have experience. When you look at all the experience that you have, when you help other people, you tap into energetically what got you through your own hard stuff. Huh? Right? We do. Some of it's channeled from spirit, but some of it is our own lessons that we learned on how we got through stuff. And that wouldn't be there if you didn't go through that stuff. Right? All right. Um, Rami, feeling heavy today. On this day, my grandpa will be turning 83. Do something in honor of him. Have a cupcake. Do something fun. Do something to honor. Spirit loves when we lean into them with that vibration. Cheers to you. I have a very, very good friend of mine up in the spirit dimensions, and he works with me a lot from spirit. And one thing that he always did with me, whether it be a coffee cup or if we were out and we're enjoying a cocktail, or if it was a bottle of water, he always went, "Here's to you, kid," always. And and I still do that to this day. I'll say, "Here's to you," and I can feel him. I can feel him laugh. I can feel the energy there. It's do something that honors him, something that your grandfather loves. Spirit loves that. They love it so much because for them, they're not gone, right? For them, and I know I've said this 1,000 times here on the channel. I say it all the time in my readings. They're not to them, they're not gone. They struggle a little bit with the fact that they're gone, they're gone, they're gone. They struggle when we do that because to them it's like, well, I'm just in a different form. I'm just in another dimension. I'm here all the time. They do, and I've worked with spirit a lot over the years to try and find a way um to explain that or to help people tap into that, right? Um, let's keep going here with some questions. I do have to watch the time a little bit though. Mercury retrograde. Oh yeah, Mercury is in retrograde. Um, I am aware of Mercury retrograde energy, and everybody's affected very differently by energy. For me, it's the moon that really sparks me. Mercury retrograde doesn't have that big of an effect on me, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, Mercury is in retrograde, that's for sure. By the way, I got a new spirit guide. My eagle ain't the only bird anymore. A swan. Oh, I love that. Has joined my tribe. Still figuring out what he's here for. I'm just gonna lean in there, Cheyenne, and see if I can tap into why he's here. Um, as you know, swans have a very elegant. They're very elegant, and I feel that a lot of that elegant, soft, beautiful energy, you have leaned into that swan energy from that side as well. I also feel that swan is coming to push that elegant energy, that soft energy, even deeper. I also feel though, the energy protection comes up there too, where you have gotten really good at protecting yourself, and I think that there's going to be a deeper step into that with what we accept and what we don't accept. Oh, I gotta click this. I don't want an ad to run right now. What we accept and what we don't accept is really significant. And it can be little things. I'll just use an example for me. I no longer accept that the whole social media garbage and trashing people and all that. So I simply don't follow. Um, where in the past, I tolerated it. I feel like your tolerance for what you want and what you don't want in your life, because a swan can be really don't want that. right? Swans can have a bit of that abrasive side, and I feel what you don't want in your life and what energy you don't want to connect to. I feel you through that, and to heck know it with love and with elegance and with patience and with that gentle nature. There's a softening coming there, Cheyenne, and with that softening is also going to be the hard nose. That's what I'm hearing. Of course, tap in on your own as well, but that's what I'm getting from that. Cranky Pants, good morning, all. Caught alive in time ish. It's good to have you here. Aaron, do you see a spirit animal with me? Aaron, as I was reading that, I feel like there's been a shift of a lot of animals around you from the spirit dimensions. And I feel them quite little. I feel that baby animal energy that's coming in. Um, I can see little baby bunnies, little baby foxes, little baby bears. I can see like little baby wolves. I can see like these babies coming in all around you into the circle. And when I tap into that a little bit more, it's the playfulness. I don't know, Aaron, if you've been a little bit more serious or too much of an adult. Um, I, but these baby animals are really pulling you into that wonder, that wonder, that playfulness, just that energy of baby animals. Try and sit in the energy of baby animals, Aaron, and just kind of look at the world today how a baby animal would. Right? They're very, very playful. And they have that, and I can see them all getting along. So I'm wondering, Aaron, has there been like not getting along energy around you, like people or work wise? Has there been a not getting along energy? Because I have to look through the eyes of a baby animal. I hope that that helps you there. Uh, Cranky pants. I keep waking up screaming in the middle of the night. Any thoughts on what that is? Cranky pants. I feel like there's something that you're not saying. I feel like you're holding back. I feel like you're like my throat chakra is even tighter than what it should be with the stuffiness that I got going on. I feel like there's something that you need to express verbally, and I feel like you're holding it right there. And I feel like it's that energy. I feel like you're holding on to something that needs to come out. Go out to the forest and holler. Get yourself, I need you to take a big breath in and let it out. Whatever it is that you're holding on to, whatever emotion, whatever words, whatever needs to be said. Sometimes we can't say things to people's faces. It's just, we just can't sometimes. And I feel like there's something that needs to be said. So I would get that out until you're able to say it in a different way or be able to write it and let it go. Um, like this live, ladies and gents. Lana is so awesome. Thank you, Wendy. Bless your heart. Cheyenne, yeah, you seem to have one in your team. Uh, Easy Puff. My dad is planning something, or my dad my dad planning something or anything evil against my mom or any of us? I have reason to be concerned. I just don't know if I'm feeling a warning or if I'm being paranoid. I feel when I tap in there, I feel a lot of resentment. I feel a lot of pressure. I feel a lot of unhealed energy. And I think you're feeling dad's unhealed energy. Do I feel that he's planning? I don't. That being said, people, like at the moment, I don't feel like he's planning. But that being said, people do have choice and free will. I feel energetically I need to work on protection. Um, I also feel energetically that I need to surround myself in a stronger um white light or whatever color resonates with you. I also feel like I need to send dad the energy of healing. I have a lot of I have a soft spot here, to be honest with you. Um when it comes to dad, even though there's a lot going on, I feel like I feel like so sad that he's carrying so much of this energy with him. And I feel it right across my chest. And I feel that if he doesn't deal with it, I worry. I worry like for physical stuff, right? Um Lean out of the Lean out of the paranoid and lean into protection and healing. That will kind of help shift a little bit of things. And as, of course, I mean, if safety does is a problem, or if there's something there that I'm missing, make sure that you're dealing with it, but also deal with it from alignment. Right, deal with it from alignment. When people come at us with attack energy, I armor up. I simply armor up. I call forward my spirit guides. I'm a big Archangel Michael. I walk with them, and I armor up energetically. People do feel that, right? So I will give that to you there, Kayla. I feel that spirit is extremely protective of you. Yeah, spirit is very protective of me. And I embrace that. I have really trust. My trust level is huge. Spirit protects me at an extremely powerful level. And I also am the one that allows it, right? So we need to be, kind of connect with our besties over in the spirit dimensions, whether it be spirit guides or our loved ones that have crossed. And it's a relationship that I've built with them. I take them everywhere with me. I consult with them pretty much on every little thing. Sometimes I'm probably a pain in the butt with them, but the protection there is huge. And I'll use the word ritual, but it's more of a reminder for myself that I need to bring them with me and utilize them. Our spirit team wants to be utilized, but it's up to us to utilize them. So I'm always asking for help, asking for protection, asking for guidance, and it has literally changed my life. It really has. And if I should forget, which isn't very often, if I should forget, I am very quickly reminded that I need to call them forward. I also don't. I just want to tap into this too. Um, I also don't feed fear. I'm very careful about that. I'm careful about the energy that I put out, because what we put out, we call in, and that's the other thing. Is that there is a big difference between our intuition and our brain, and we can call fear in simply by the constant vibration of worry. It's asking. It's a form of asking. It's a form of manifesting. So I'm very careful with that. I'm also very careful energetically what I put myself in. I try really hard not to put myself in toxic energy situations, whether that be in social media or rather that be in people who are like I will help people who are struggling. But if people are sitting in toxic stuff, I'm out. I won't put myself in that vibrationally. I'm out. Right. So I'll leave that there for you guys to chew on as well. Okay, Cheyenne. I think your other kid can help you with that. I feel like they can communicate with each other quite well. Uh, okay, I've missed some of the conversation there, but it looks like you guys are handling it. I'm going to call mine forward. More. I wish I knew how they communicated with me. I'm going to try to meditate to connect. Kayla, so meditation is a great way to connect. Um, and there's all kinds of ways to meditate. The very simple tasks of saying, I open my truck door and I say everybody in. I don't necessarily need to know who's with me all the time. I've put that down. I need some spirit guides. Come on with me, you guys. Come and help me out. That's how I talk to them. I talk to them like my best friends. I literally, it can be out loud, it can be in your head. um when I'm struggling, I ask them to show me, and I'm okay with whatever it is that they're showing me, and that's the big one. If they're showing me red flags, I trust that. If they're showing me a new direction, I trust that. If they're showing me a pause, I trust that. I've really worked hard on just trusting that inner knowing on where I need to go, and that's the biggest piece of that. But literally, just say to them, "I need some protection with this today. Can you guys help me out?" I'm also I use my imagination a lot. If I know I'm going to have a rough day, if I know I'm going somewhere that's going to be vibrationally difficult, even something as simple as Costco, as I put on my jacket, I visualize that as a blanket of armor or a shield of armor, just to kind of, because I feel things so deep, right? Yeah, the empath part of me is so deep. So I don't always want to feel that. So I will protect myself from that. Let's see where we're going. Joy, do you know why I couldn't give someone a message when a mother figure came through last Monday when I was in a group of strangers? I would do it so badly, but couldn't. Beautiful question. So there are times that people are not ready to hear. There are times where I look at somebody and I've got their loved one and they're like, and they're talking away to me, and I go to speak, and spirit holds my tongue. Not everybody is ready. Not every situation is a space to give that message. I just respect that. There are, if spirit won't give me my go ahead sign. I did a video on that a long time ago, but I don't have my go ahead sign, especially in public. It's not up to me to decide why. I just can't. And I'm okay. The last thing I would ever want to do is to be intrusive with my mediumship. So if someone's not ready, or if someone's not open, or if it's just location, sometimes it's location. If if somebody is meant to get a message, and it's a physical world thing where we're not in the right location, they'll cross my path again. I never ever push against that joy. I just trust it. I just trust it. I hope that helps. Um, okay. I love how you guys interact here. Aaron, in fact, my very observant 11-year-old has noticed I've been trying to have more fun. Hanging out with youth will do that, at least for me. Um, when I need to have more fun, I go to the youth. I love the energy, whether it be the littles or the middles or the teens. I love the energy there. It fills my cup up so much, to be able to tap into that. And that's why I do so much with youth. That's why I work with a youth group, and that's why I'm on the bench when it comes to hockey. I love the vibration there. Let us go over to the spirit animal book. And I do apologize again, you guys. I feel fine. I'm just a little bit stuffy. So let's see what we have here. Let us all tap in and tune in. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Don't forget to like the feed here, you guys. The Falcon. Before making a decision, step back from it and consider it from a broader perspective. There's an opportunity before you. However, be patient and trust your instinct, and know when the time is right to act on it. Pay close attention to the natural rhythms of your body and your surroundings, and see what this can teach you. Whatever choice you make at this time, once you've made it, commit fully to it and take the plunge. Interesting with the first sentence: before making a decision, step back from it and consider it from a broader perspective. That's what we talked about with this whole slowing down. When we slow down, we can get a bigger picture. When we slow down, we can hear our spirit guides. When we slow down, we can hear our own body. We can hear what we need and what we don't need. Um, and sometimes our body speaks to us with, what, this hurts today, or I'm stuffy today. Maybe I just need to breathe. Maybe I just need to slow down. Maybe I just need to rest. But when we keep up that fast paced momentum, when we're constantly, we miss that. But we don't always hear what we need to hear. I'm also pulled to draw an angel number today. So let's see where we need to go with the angelics. 398. You're being provided for in all ways, as long as you focus your time and energy on your divine mission in life. I love that. I love that so much. I'll see you all Friday morning. We'll do a little chit chat Friday morning. I do have to work Friday in person as well. But I will be here, and I will be posting something on the community page over the next couple days as well. And it's quite fun. As always, love. Oh, what's Pure Frog say? I like what you said about taking the plunge. I feel like I'm on a cliff looking down at the pool of unconditional love, and I want to jump in, but I don't know how. Ask Spirit to give you a push. Spirit has given me that push a few times. I love that statement so much. Pure Frog, I have been literally, I don't know, Spirit, I don't know, Spirit, I don't know, Spirit, and they've been like, push, or boot. Here's a boot in your butt to get you moving. It's the trust piece, right? Trust is a hard thing. I love you all. I love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, Thursday, and I'll see you Friday. As always, love, light, blessings. And of course, have a spirit guided day. Take care, you guys.